Hey, good morning. Thomas and I thought today'd be a little short talk on ladders, because a lot of time gardeners and you want to do a street tree or a little something, you're too short, and so you have to get up a little higher. And there are three kind of ladders, and another day we'll show you one, which is called A-frame, and you probably know what that looks like. It comes down like this. Okay, but the ones we use in our gardening, because you don't really want an A-frame in the garden, because you got four legs you got to level, and most gardens are not level. So what we really get using is this one right here. This is called orchard ladder, and it's got this stick, so you got only 3 points that you have to have fairly level, and with 3 of them you could shift it a little bit and you could get it stable. The one problem what people will have sometimes is that they put it up too straight, and then you get the hiccups or you get a little jump like that and it'll go over backwards.
Ooh.
And you go with it.
Ooh.
So make sure you always have an angle about this or wider. Now, the bad part about aluminum or even wood orchard ladders, these here are metal. So do not use those without help on concrete, cement, asphalt, brick, because it could slip and over you go. Okay? And the other thing is, when you buy these, they don't have a wire or a rope, and this could fling out, and down you could go. So with an orchard ladder, if you're in the ground, you could push it down and it'll stick in the ground. But it's always safe, and in our business and at City College, always have either a wire or a rope between here and here. And that keeps it from going out any further.
Oh.
If you don't have that, you have to have somebody hold it.
Oh.
Hold that one and this one, and you go up, or a person can go up. Then you know you're safe. Okay? But if you're by yourself, you have to have a wire or a rope. And a lot of people in their truck have a rope. Let's say you don't have any wire with you, you could put this on here, and what we do, we take a piece of duct tape so it won't slide. That's the other thing. If you just put the wire around here, it could slide up or down, and you could still go over. Okay? So we'll get back to the orchard ladder in a minute, but they do make them in wood, and I don't know if they make any in fiberglass yet, but they made the aluminum. Once they made the aluminum, all the gardeners went to that. It's lighter and no splinters. When you have a wooden ladder and the gardeners leave it on top of their truck all the time, the weather gets on it, and then you climb up or you slip a little, you get slivers from the wood. So we really like, and then the aluminum, most guys buy one for their entire life. But if you had wood, a lot of time you replace them. Okay? The next ladder I can show you is an extension ladder. One over here. Thomas is shooting it now. And this is if you're going up in this tree, there's this tree right above us here, and you can't get into the tree, you can find a low limb and extend this ladder up. Okay? And the reason I wanted to show you this one, and even the A-frame ladder, all these ladders, never put your feet any higher than 2 rungs down. Don't stand on this or that. Same thing on the extension ladder. 3 down. If you have to go higher, you should get a taller ladder. Okay? In our business, I think when I first started, I had an 18-foot extension. That was all I needed. I had that, and I had my little 8-foot orchard. Now I think Robert's got a 16 and a 20. We had the 20 for one specific job. So because you're only safe this way. Do not do what I did when I was young, stupid. I would stand on the very top and prune my trees. And I figured, this is before I had polio, okay? So I knew I could jump from there to the ground. If it was a little wobbly, I'd jump off. And I know, 8 foot's not a big jump if you know what you're doing. But if you're not paying attention, you don't know what's down below. You can have a rock, a boulder, a sprinkler head, slippery stuff, and get hurt, okay? So you really don't want to jump off of a ladder. You want to make sure it's safe, and then you go up on it, okay? In the extension ladders and the A-frame, they make them in wood and fiberglass. Now you're probably going to wonder why fiberglass. A lot of times some of these new fiberglass are very heavy. So that's one thing you have to think about. The aluminum ones are lighter. But you should all know electricity and metal don't go together. Or they do go together. Electricity jumps and goes and knock you clean off. So that's why they came out with extension ladders and A-frames in fiberglass. So if they happen to touch a wire or the wire touches it, nothing will happen. When you're on one of these guys, aluminum, you're looking for trouble. So whenever you're doing a job and you're using even the fiberglass, really, look around. Make sure you don't have wires around. You don't want to get too close because sometimes the wires don't have insulation on them. And then it's just a bare wire. It's more dangerous than if it had the casing on it. So, and you can see on the extension ladder, it's got little feet. And a lot of time they're rubber on the bottom. So they stick pretty good, even on asphalt or cement. But you could see if you're on a slope like this and you put it in like that, you're up in the air. So we used to put blocks of wood under. Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of time you move around like that on your ladder up there and the wood slips away and down you go, So they make a thing called self-leveling. They have two sticks that come down with feet on them, and you pull them up or push them down, and you could level the whole ladder before you go up. And it's a fairly new invention, but if you're going to do any kind of work where street trees or something like that, they're really fun. Not fun. Make your job fun, because you don't worry about the ladder moving. So if you ever buy a ladder, and most of these units you can adapt to different ladders. I've never seen them on the orchard ladder, though.
Because usually it's supposed to be flat, huh?
Yeah.
Where you're working on the orchard ladder.
For those things, they're doing houses and stuff. But see, on an orchard ladder in the ground, if it's not level on one side, you can dig a little hole and level it off your ladder and go up. But they make these, I guess, from 8 feet to 20. I don't know if they got 22s or not. I've been on some of those tall. We had one student bring it in one end. I laughed. It was longer than his truck, and it was getting up in the stratosphere when you got on that thing. But if you know what you're doing, and Thomas asked me a little while ago, and this is important: if you're afraid of heights and ladders, don't go up. If you want to, then you have to learn and get familiar with it. You can't just think, oh, it's a ladder and Thomas put it up or Gus put it up. Oh, I can just run up there. We had a lady in our class one time. She got up there and I thought she was doing okay, and then I saw the ladder shaking like this. I said, Margaret, get down off of there. Why? I said, you're dangerous. If you're that scared, you don't belong on a ladder. Okay? So ladders, like the extensions, sometimes we use them to get into a tree. We do like ivy on the front of a house. You got to trim it all. this kind of ladder.
That's the
And one time my ladders like that one weren't long enough. I had to go rent out and get a 48 footer. 48 foot took 2 men and a boy to lift it up, you know. And when we did that job, I made sure I had one man on the ground holding the feet right there, the other guy doing the trimming, you know, because
And no reaching up at the top on guys. No reaching.
no, you should be, well, Thomas knows in my class all the time, you're supposed to work between your knees and your shoulder. Here. You don't reach way down and you don't reach way up.
Well,
Your shoulders go. Your shoulders, by the time if you do it a lot, by the time you're 40, you start to feel it, you know. Like, I never knew I had it until, you know, lately I've been doing little weightlifting, and this is my good arm. I can't lift weights with this. I could take, I have, what do I have? 6 pounds. And I could do all day with this one. And this is my weak arm. I can't even do one.
You feel it right there at
Yeah,
the rotator.
you
Huh?
feel it right there. So the damage has been done over the years. So be careful. I was talking to one of the former instructors a little while ago, Charmaine, and she was kind of complaining about old age and what I did as a youngster. I said, we all did, you know, because Thomas knows my big joke in class was, if you don't want to have all these aches and pains when you get older, never get out of a bed from the time you're a baby, you know, because whatever you do could do a little bit of damage, and then you don't feel it when you're young, and then when you get older, then you feel it. But I was talking to Robert, my son, the other day. We were talking about tree work, and you know, because he's getting up in age too now. You know, even though he's my child, you know, he's getting up there, and so we were talking about climbers, climbing in the tree business. 35, that's it. Nobody goes more than 35. Okay. I think that's about it on these ladders. So see you next time.
Thank you.
See ya.